All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Hold a Husband podcast. I'm your host, Terry Duran. I got both of my co-hosts on the line with me tonight. I got my man, Jay Babo. What's good, man?
Not much, man. Ready for another great episode. SD, definitely glad to have you back on this week here. But want to quickly remind you, you can catch us on YouTube as well as follow us on TikTok at Hold Husband Podcast. And for those of you interested in advertising or promos, you can shoot us a DM on IG at Hold Husband Podcast, as well as shoot us an email at holdhusbandpodcast at gmail.com. All right, T.
I also got my man, SD, in the building. What's good, man?
Nothing, man. Glad to be back in town, ready to get this going. But first, I
Yes,
want to
sir.
give a shout out to Brother Soul Productions for always keeping the background audio fresh. And I want to remind you all to donate to the Hold a Husband podcast on Cash App and PayPal. All right, G.
I want to remind everybody y'all can catch the audio playback of the podcast every Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on thecore94.com. Tonight's episode is titled Judgment Zone. And we wanted to talk about how all of us judge others based off the things that they say and do, especially when it comes to dating. So we'll go in depth about that a little bit later. But y'all know how we do around here, man. We like to discuss stuff that we've seen on our timelines or things that have been trending. And I came across a really funny video that I wanted to discuss with y'all on the podcast regarding sex positions. Let's take a listen.
Listen to me when I say this, because I have heard it, I have proof, and I got good examples. Okay, if you get hit in back shots all the time, that man is not attracted to you. Pretty women get hit in missionary a lot more than they get back shots. I'm just gonna tell you. Now, ain't nothing wrong with getting your back shots in. That's fine. But if you get hit with back shots and back shots only, that man is using you for your body. He do not like you. He do not find you attractive. He's literally just using you for sex. Now, if he always hitting you a missionary, he think you is pretty.
Now, there's a tidbit of truth to that, but I think most guys prefer back shots as their finishing move, for lack of a better term. So even pretty chicks, there are gonna be situations where he just want to hit it from the back. You know what I'm saying, like a quickie type situation or whatnot. But I do know, me and my buddies call them butterface chicks. Everything,
Thank you.
everything is attractive on her butterface. You know what I'm
Butterface.
saying? So in those situations, this would definitely apply where it's a back shots only, and I'm imagining you some other type of chick while it's going down.
That's
Uh,
tough, man. To be honest with
uh,
you, man, I never even thought about this. This ain't
Me
never
neither.
crossed my mind. Hey, man, the bald-headed heifers that I hit when I was a hoe, I didn't care. I was just trying to smash. Like, I never even thought about it. You know what I mean? I just lay my face to the side of theirs, like on the side of theirs, so it wasn't no thing. But I've honestly, I've never even thought about it. But I can see how it could be true. Especially if you ain't even get naked, he just pulling your pants down and your panties down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't even took your Uggs off and you getting smashed all the time.
Or
Because
just
this chick's
or
like
just
that.
lift up
Yeah,
the
yeah.
skirt.
Yeah, like it's women like that where she know what she coming over for. He bend her over, or you know what I'm saying. He use her throat for what he needed for, and she know what she coming over there for. So
It
I
is what it is.
understand it. Yeah, I understand it. So but I've never personally just gave a chick back shots because she was ugly, and I've dealt with some facially challenged women in my past. Like it is what it is, but
Right.
I didn't give them strictly back shots though. Jay, what you think, man?
Man, I mean, I've never thought of it like this until she said it. But you know what? Two things can be true at the same time here. I mean, most of us fellas would agree, hey, we like back shots. Probably, if you ask any dudes, most of the time they would say that's their favorite position to go to. I know for me that is. That's my go-to for me. But, you know what I'm saying? She could be ugly and you could like back shots at the same time. So, hey,
Yeah.
those two could be true at
Yeah,
the same time here.
I mean, like the ugly chicks, you're not out the game. You know what I'm saying? They still
No.
have the ability to attract guys. Cause we talk about it all the time, man. A woman's shape,
Yep.
in my opinion, is much more valuable on the dating scene and in the society than having been necessarily cute. Cause I see a lot of chicks that are not really that cute.
They
They
be
can put on
bodied
some,
up.
yeah, but they got that body though
Yeah.
that is hard to resist, especially when you combine it with the other factors like she walked past and she smelled good, and you know what I'm saying, like stuff like that, those type of
Keeps your hair
things.
done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Like,
you put together.
yeah, different things give women extra points. That's why I be talking to women so much about trying to be in shape. Like being a workout type of chick to where you keep your body a certain type of way, because that's gonna attract men. Like you might be a 4 or in the face, but if your body is a 10, you have just became a 6.
Absolutely. No
Automatic, you
question.
just became over average because
And
of your
then
body.
a six with makeup is a 7 point something. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like,
And I think another thing that would give you extra points is, you keep your hair done, keep your nails done, and you smell good. Like Terry said, I think those things count for something as well too.
A positive attitude. You got a good outlook on relationships and marriage, and you know how to treat a man and be feminine. All of these things add value to you in a man's eye. But if you facially challenged, you out of shape or overweight, you got a bad attitude. Listen here, beloved, you getting backshotted to death. Like you ain't getting nothing out here.
if that, if
That's what
that.
I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
they gonna get dick. Like, ain't no
Oh
doubt.
yeah,
They gonna
absolutely.
get
I
dick.
know, but they're not necessarily going to get it from the guys that they actually want to be with,
Most
or yeah, because majority of the time they end up in these situationships where they're getting sex from a guy that they want a commitment or a marriage from.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but me personally, I'm a missionary guy. You know what I'm saying? I like the back shot too, but I like the missionary more than the back shot because it's so many different avenues you can explore right there, man. You could grab her neck, you could grab her throat, you could grab her titties, you could suck her toes, you could play with the clit or put a little vibrator on it or something while you right there in the missionary and look her dead in her face. You know what I'm saying? You could do
So
so
you catching feelings with all that, man. Like,
no, I'm not. I mean,
I
no,
know
no, no, no.
you
Let me not
causing
say that.
problems, SD.
You are.
Yeah, but let me not say that. Like, if it's like my woman or somebody I really love and care about, absolutely. Like, this here is just, to me, that's normal behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like, you put in the work, unless her feet busted or something like that. Then you be doing that.
So let me ask you this. So in the
Yeah.
video, she talked about the back shots for the missionary. Are
Yeah.
you kissing? Are you kissing and tongue kissing during the missionary? Because that's
only with somebody that I care about or love, like my woman or somebody that I believe has got that potential. But when I was out here hoeing like that, like out here, I wasn't kissing these heifers. Like, you crazy? Oh wait.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people find it hard to understand that kissing for a lot of guys is more intimate than sex or giving head. Because sex is sex, but you're right. Like, I can't just see myself just kissing on somebody that I don't really like that.
No way. Or give her head. Or give her head. Like, no, you getting condom dick. That's what you get. Like, you ain't getting no head out of me and no tongue kissing out of me, man. And I don't know you, but I'm saying though, that was back in my, when I was in my 20s and just moving around like that. But even then, I wasn't tongue kissing these chicks and going down on them. Absolutely not. But like, if she wasn't giving no head, she had to go.
That's fair enough. All right, let's keep things rolling. Now, this next clip that I want to talk about is a friend of the show, our boy King Dre. He had a video clip where he was talking about guys that felt some type of way about women wanting them after they've leveled up or got their lives together. Let's take a listen.
Do you feel like a woman finally giving you a chance after you boss up is normal, or should I charge her to the game? You can't be mad because a woman has standards. Y'all take that type of shit so personal, bro. Like, it's not personal. There's nothing wrong with a woman not wanting to date a bum, bro. Y'all take that. Y'all get so mad and jaded over that. That's her standards. Maybe she only date certain types of dudes and you ain't that type of dude. And when you become that type of dude, okay, now I can fuck with you. You the same way. You wouldn't date no chick that was 500 pounds. But when she lost that weight, got sexy, got in the gym, and now she's strutting her shit, she 150 pounds, 140, 130, however you like them, right? Now you own her now. Don't nobody owe you shit. Don't no woman owe you intimacy. Y'all act like women owe you something. Get off that, bro. Stop taking it personal. It's not, that ain't got nothing to do with you. Why you mad at her? Because you don't got your shit together. And she ain't like you because you ain't had your shit together. Don't nobody want to struggle with your ass. You can't be mad at a woman and take it personal and have all this animosity towards women because they don't want to struggle with you, bro. They don't want to take care of you. Why does that make you mad? You got to ask yourself, why does that bother me? Because this woman has standards. Don't you want your woman to have standards? Think about that. Or do you want your woman to be with no standards that anybody can have access to? That's the type of woman you want? Because that's what y'all say when y'all move like that and when y'all think like that. You're essentially saying, I want a woman who don't have no standards, who everybody can have access to. All they got to do is be nice to her and be a good guy and all that shit. And anybody can have her. That's what you saying. I want my woman to have standards, bro.
I totally agree. I never even, when I saw this video, it made me think about like when I was dating, like, I always understood that there's competition among other men, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I would rank myself and rate myself based off the environment where I'm at, you know, where I felt I had the pecking order, you know, how things go. But I always felt like I was adequate enough among my peers that I wasn't lacking anything. So I didn't feel like I never had to like do no massive remake over to get a chick to want me. You know what I'm saying? Either you was interested or you wasn't, but it wasn't like I'll be interested in you after you get your life together because I was always on point. So I think this only applies to guys that are late bloomers or don't got their shit together.
Man, listen here. Ain't no grown woman supposed to be going after a dude that ain't got his life in order. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, she a grown woman, man. Women are built and made to be helpers and to look for a man that can be a provider. If you aren't in the position to do that, let's say you make it, and this is hypothetical, $40,000 or $50,000 as a 35, 36-year-old man, right? Or whatever at that particular time. Ain't no grown woman, you know, a lot of them, that's going to be a problem for them. And then if you start making 150, then, you know what I'm saying? I understand it.
Your whole lifestyle's going to change.
Yeah, like
Absolutely.
I understand it, man. It might not be that she don't like you, but I can also understand the argument of, you know, if you really liked me, you'd chill with me and build with me. And for the ladies, I will say this, right? Because some dudes are at that position now and are on the path to more, right? They on the path, like they in school for their doctorate, but they ain't really got a whole lot right now. They a first year apprentice, so they only making $60,000 and they're a first year apprentice as a welder or something like that. But in 5 years, they'll be making 150. I do not suggest that you leave a dude like that alone. You should talk to that type of man because he's on the right trajectory. But if you got a guy that's up in his mid-30s or whatever, and he's like doing the bare minimum and he's comfortable doing the minimum, you should not entertain him as a man, as a grown man, because he can't comfortably do the things that you want a man to do, which is to provide. That don't mean that he got to make 100,000. But 40 or 30 ain't gonna cut it either. So, you know, I don't blame women for that. You know what I mean? And it's all in the attitude. Real quick, I'm sorry. It's in the attitude of the woman too, because women will say, men call us gold diggers because we want more from the man to be able to provide. That's not why we call you gold diggers. It's about your attitude, because you're supposed to want a man that can provide. But if all you want from him is his money, that's when we call you a gold digger. If you just want to be with him.
And we need to define provide, because a lot of women take that word and they stretch it out as far as it can go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I say the word, when I say provide, I'm talking about, I view it as necessities. You use your income for the necessities, and you put yourself in a position that you're the first to sacrifice. You know what I mean? So though that's kind of the role that a husband has
Now,
to fulfill in my eyes.
now
But
when you
what do
say
you think, Jay?
when you say necessity, just real quick, when you say necessity, you mean like rent, mortgage, car notes, insurance, things
Yeah,
like that.
the
Just to be
big
clear.
bills. You know what I'm saying? Like
Gotcha.
the big bills or majority of the bills.
Yeah.
You know, I don't believe in paying 100% of the bills, because I feel like any adult that's working full time should be willing to spend money on their household. And so
Absolutely.
a woman's attitude on spending money and managing money and all that definitely matters to me.
I mean, my take on this is this: women are hypergamous by nature here. Women are always going to look for the best financial viable option here. So I don't understand why men get so upset with this or get butthurt because she wants the best out of a man, right? If now some it could be realistic. Hey, I want a guy that earns 250,000. Well, there's only so many of those that's making 250,000, right? But would it be unrealistic to say I want a guy that makes, let's just say 75,000 or more? No, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, it just depends on where you
Yeah,
live and your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like the people that you hang around, your peers, your colleagues, or whatnot, depending on what your career path is going to vary and fluctuate. And the people that really understand what it takes to have a healthy relationship or to manage a family realize that there are people that got lots of money that can be horrible people. You know what I'm saying? Like just because you
But
with a guy with money does not
uh,
mean you're gonna be
right,
happy
and
or
I'll say, and for the these are for women that's looking to build with somebody and build a family. Obviously, it's not going to be practical to date somebody that's working at Five Guys making $30,000. How are you going to raise a family and build with somebody like that? And like SD said, he's doing bare minimum. He's happy with that and doing that, and living in his mama's basement. Yeah, she
Yeah.
shouldn't want you.
And and I think providing, man, like, yes, financial is a major part of that. And
No question.
some people can't do 75% or 70% of the bill. Some people can only do 50. Half the
Hmm.
men and half the women out here only making $50,000. In my
Right.
mind, those people would be smart to get together and split bills, and that man be able to provide his half. But as a man, you also have to be able to provide things other than your money that makes you valuable, because you can
Hmm.
provide
True.
100% and still be a loser out here. You can still
True.
be a horrible person that don't know how to lead. So as a man, you bring in 50% because you don't make that much, and that woman is bringing 50. But when there's conflict, when there's issues that need to be handled as a leader, then that's when you show your other things that you provide. When important decisions have to be made, you show your importance in the home of what else you provide. Or when there's discipline and structure needed for kids, because that's what a dad provides in a home for kids, because moms
true.
don't do that. That's other ways that you can provide for your woman.
No.
And that also the security and the safety of the home is on your shoulders. So a man don't just provide money. I want to make that clear to the ladies also. He don't have to make 100,000. He can make 60 or 70,000 and still be able to
Be a
provide.
quality dude.
Yep.
To be able to provide or help financially, help you save money also, because now you don't have to pay 100%. And now y'all can save money together collectively and still lead and provide in other areas as a man within a household. So I don't want to just put this all on money, but I understand why women do it.
Right. But you know what? Women seem to, when you said, it'd be smart to get with that man and pay
Yeah.
50% of the bills, right? A lot of
Mhm.
that's frowned upon.
Of course.
I've seen a lot of some,
Publicly, but logically,
yes.
I mean, anybody with common sense understand that that's the whole purpose of family is the group, the teamwork necessary to make the household function. And based off how society is today, shit, $100 in groceries, you probably can't cook 2 meals with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
For real.
it's things are very expensive these days to where, like, I remember me and my wife being broke and living through the struggle and all that, tuna
Mhm.
helper for dinner and all those type of things. But man, I can't even imagine being like a 22, 23 like right now, because there's so much emphasis on having money, being able to provide designer clothes and buy bottles in the club, that a lot of, especially the young generation, they're losing sight of what it actually takes to have a healthy relationship.
Yeah, I mean, and
Absolutely.
everybody wants this glamorous lifestyle, man. So, even the women that don't have a glamorous face, a glamorous body, they want the top notch glamorous lifestyle and think that they deserve it. Like, no, sweetheart, you deserve a $50,000 or $60,000 man. That's what your body look like right now. It look like 50,000. So not
But see, a
150.
lot of them, they feel like that's why they go get their body done. Because if they go get their body done, then at least they got a window in 12 to 18 months where they gonna be attracting a lot higher caliber of guys that they were attracting before.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna be able to keep them because your titties lopsided. Now you ain't gonna be able to keep. Now you're mad at that because one of your booty cheeks higher than the other one, or now your belly button don't go in no more. It's just a circle that sit on the front of your stomach. You done did all this stuff to your body, and men just want to hit it anyway. And now you out here when you could have went to the gym, change your eating lifestyle and all these here different things, and got rid of it the natural way. So hey. Whatever choice you make, just live with the consequences, beloveds.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna be getting into the judgment zone, where we talk about all the judgments and assessments that people make when it comes to dating and interactions on a day-to-day basis. Y'all are tuned into the Hold a Husband podcast. We'll be back in a minute. Hi, I'm relationship coach and author Terry Duran, and I am pleased to announce that my book, It's Not That Complicated, is finally available as an audiobook. So if you don't like to read or you just don't have time to read a paperback book, this audiobook is perfect for you. You can listen to it while you're in your car, while you're at work, etc. In the book, I break down how husband material men think and operate in regards to sex, love, and relationships, and I provide real quality insight on how husband material men approach dating. The audiobook is available on audible.com and on iTunes. All you have to do is go to one of the websites and search for my name, Terry Duran. Go download your copy today. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Hold a Husband podcast. Tonight's episode is titled Judgment Zone, where we're talking about the things that men and women use to evaluate each other and judge people on a day-to-day basis. I know people talk a lot. They talk about don't judge me and all that, but I don't think that's realistic because the way that humans are wired, we judge almost everything that we see or do among one another. And one of the big phenomenons is a lot of people make assumptions and they treat them as facts, where other people will make an initial judgment and they'll gather more information to figure out whether that what they assumed or thought was actually true or not. And I think that goes back to we talk about how men approach women and how men study women. I think men learn the cues and the things to pay attention um, to where they have the most success with the women that they date.
Yeah, man. I mean, we all being judged out here. For
Absolutely.
for one reason or another, we all get judged, man. Whether it's, for men, we judged off our money. We're judged off our physical appearance. Also, if a dude is 5'5", he's getting judged by women. I'm sorry. It is what it is. If he's working at Taco Bell as the meat guy, he's getting judged by women. The type of car he drives, he's getting judged. His shoes, his clothes, where he works at, all of that stuff
Matters.
women judge
Absolutely.
men based off of it. And for us, we judging women, man, by how they look, of course, their physical appearance, their hair, they shape, how they talk, how they post on social media. Like, we judge people because it gives us a snapshot of who they really are or what they have almost. So, I mean, we all getting judged. Some people just don't like it when they the ones on the receiving end of it.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you're getting judged no matter what. You know how they say, hey, you never know who's watching, right? There's somebody watching you don't even know that's judging you based on, like you said, it would be based on what you're wearing, how you look, what's your overall appearance. And, the way we judge women is based on those very things. What does she look like? how does she treat? One thing I look at is how does she treat other people? What's her attitude towards other people? And especially the stuff she posts on social media. Esther, you say it all the time. Your social media is your dating resume, and that's a
It
fact.
is.
Yeah, because you have to make prejudgments. Like guy, when we initially see a woman that we like, we're making judgments. You know what I'm saying? Like, now we hope that she's single. We hope that she finds us attractive too. But that's information that we have to get after that initial spark or that initial interest. And so the rejection process, what'd you do wrong? What are reasons that, you know what I'm saying? Like things that you need to improve. Those are all things that men have to consciously think through from very early on in life.
Yeah, man. And excuse me. Only a fool don't get a glimpse or a look at somebody that they're interested in, try to get a look into their lifestyle, how they carry themselves and stuff like that, to see if it'll be somebody that will match up well with you. That's how we initially approach somebody or decide if
Right.
we are going to give somebody our time and attention. It's by paying attention to what they are doing, how they are doing it, how they treat other people, what they think about themselves, or how they present themselves outside to other people. We look at these things to see if somebody should get more of our time than the initial. The initial, yeah, we're gonna look at how you dressed. Are you groomed well? Are your hands dirty? Your shoes messed up? Do you care about your hair?
Initial
Whatever.
attraction.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
initial. But after that, it's how you talk and how you carry yourself and how you treat me. Do you respect others and all that type of stuff? So all of these here things factor into whether or not you should go forward with somebody else, and that's okay. Some people say, "Hey, you shouldn't judge people." Well, that's stupid. That's
Yeah.
stupid because
I mean,
you just
but
can't.
our society's built on it. We got
Yeah,
grades. You're getting judged on your work, your productivity. You're getting judged on all type of things throughout life. And as long as the criteria that you're being judged by is fair and realistic, then you shouldn't have an issue. But I think that's one of the biggest problems, especially when it comes to women. A lot of them don't have realistic expectations of what dating should look like in the real world, for a variety of reasons. It's not one particular thing that's to blame, but the reality is when it comes to relationships or long-term relationships, you're judged more on your behavior and your attitude or your values than you are based off your appearance or your financial status. So it's kind of weird that those are kind of the things that in society, those are the number one things that people judge by, but they matter
yeah.
very little when it comes to long-term success.
Yeah, and when you're talking about these here different things that we talking about as far as dating, physical things or where you work at, how much money you make, or how you dress, none of these things mean that you are a bad person. It don't. It just means that you might not be compatible with said person. That's it. They might not feel that you are compatible with them because of these here particular things. It don't mean that you're bad or horrible person or something like that. That comes into play if something else has happened in your life
Right.
where you committed some type of heinous crime or something like that. You're like, man, now that's a bad. I don't want to bother with that. Then that type of judging comes into play, right? But not with this here dating type of thing. It don't mean that you're a bad person. So I just want to say that too.
No,
So
I thought your
oh,
something had happened, but
yeah,
I had a question that I wanted to ask y'all. So when it comes to women, obviously you're judging things that she says and she does and whatnot.
yeah,
If you kicking it with a woman and she says or does something that ultimately is a deal breaker where you would never make her your woman,
yeah.
do you tell them that? Do you like, hey, I can't rock with you no more, or do you just make a mental note that, oh no, we just gonna be casual dating or kicking it on?
Man, I let them know. Like, you know what? This here, you strong, independent, and don't need a man. That don't rock with me. I can't do it, and I'm not gonna try to convince you either. I ain't gonna try to convince you. You've been doing this here for 35 years. That's how you feel. That's how it is, because you ain't gonna do nothing but try to pretend for me. and it's gonna piss me off once, a year or 8 months down the line, that I done wasted my own time knowing that you had this particular attitude that was not that did not fit well with me and how I am as a man. So you telling me you don't need a man? I don't want to be bothered with you, boo. So I'm gonna let you know that's a problem for me, and I'm gonna keep it moving. So I don't like to just not tell them, and I'm not even gonna try to hit. A lot of dudes will still try to sleep with a chick like that. I'm not even gonna try to smash you. I'm gonna go and cut my losses because I know that I don't see nothing going with you because of how you think and your attitude. Yeah. So I don't even want to see your titties.
I'm the same way. I'm more hey, I'm gonna let you know, but me, I'll just go about it. I'll go about it in the most diplomatic way I possibly go about it. Hey, look, listen, this isn't what I like. I don't think this is gonna go nowhere, but I wish you the best going forward. I hope you find whatever it is you're looking for, and just keep it pushing there. Leave it at that.
Yeah, that's
okay. Well, that's fair and reasonable. Like I said, me and my wife, that's my first real adult relationship. So I've never really had to break up with nobody and that I had a serious long-term relationship with or was seriously dating. But I didn't. The attitudes that we see today were not prevalent when I was coming out of college.
That's something that I ask women though before we even get to dating though. A lot of times, when I talk to a woman, I want to see where your head at. Are you one of these here women? What you think about needing a man? What you think about the word submissive? What do you think a role of a woman is within a relationship? What you think about these here specific things? And the reason I ask these here specific things is because every single woman can tell you these things about a man. They can spit out to you what a man's role is supposed to be in a relationship without a doubt, and what he's supposed to do, and how he's supposed to cater to his woman and do this and do that. So that's why I ask, and how he's supposed to be a masculine leader. So when I ask you, what do you think about the word submissive? That's testing what you think about your feminine ways as a woman. So that's why.
But do you think that a woman so when you ask a woman that, don't you think a woman could just tell you what you want to hear, for lack of a better term? Like, how do you compare what she's? I mean, obviously you gonna see over time whether she's actually about that life for real. But I'm pretty sure a lot of women give the lip service, especially during the beginning of the dating phase.
Terry, listen, just like a man, we know, right? When a dude is talking and saying certain things, we know he full of it. We know because we as men, we know men and what men think and why they say certain things, why they do certain things. If a woman is trying to BS, I'm going to be able to tell. I done dealt with enough women to know that you don't believe, and your actions is going to follow your beliefs, not what's coming out your mouth, because your beliefs, you've been doing them for 35 years. What's coming out your mouth has been coming out your mouth for 35 seconds. So that don't count, and it ain't going to hold up once it really starts to get moving.
SD, quick question for you. So when you ask them these questions, right, what's an answer that you'd be like, okay, this is threshold, I'm done. We can't go any further here.
When a woman scoffs at the word being submissive, when she scoffs at it, submissive, why? Why? I mean, I don't feel like I should have to be, or she said, I don't feel like I should have to be submissive to a man because I do this, I make that, I do this. Okay, it's all good. Check, please. Or like I'm just saying.
Oh damn! So you cut the whole date short?
No, I go ahead and finish the date, but I'm just saying, these here are things for me where I'm done. You tell me you don't need a man, fine, do it by yourself. There's no room for me. You got everything figured out. You can handle it all on your own. What purpose is there for me in your life? None. It's like having a business, right? If you got your business in order, everything is running smooth, and you the CEO and all this, would you take on a equal business partner when you don't need one? Absolutely not. You're gonna say, I really don't need a business partner. So why would I take on a business partner and split my profits, right? Because I don't need a business partner. It's the same thing. If you got everything under control, people go get business partners because they need somebody to help them with certain things within the business, right? So if you tell me you don't need a man, you have no room for me as your partner. So therefore, I'm gonna say, do it by yourself. Let me get the check. Those are deal breakers.
All right, so I wanted to get back on the topic. So we're talking about judgment, and we know that guys, can be some bad characters of judgment. But I think that only applies to guys that are superficial when it comes to women and use sex or appearance as their primary methods of selecting women. I think the men that can see past those things and pay attention to some of the things that we're talking about, they're impacted by that a lot less. But we know a lot of guys think with their other head a lot of the time.
Man, I know I did a lot of thinking with the other head, man. You know what I'm saying? It get you in trouble. Like it do. You know, when you out here and you thinking with the wrong head and you letting that do the judging for you, where you ignoring her character, where you ignoring how she treats other people, where you ignoring how she presents herself, then you think with the other head, fine, get her pregnant and wonder why she running you through the cleaners. Bruh, she showed you.
Yeah.
But you didn't use the right head and judge her according
SD with the wisdom.
Yeah, like you didn't judge her according to what she was showing you.
Man, you kind of just took the thoughts right out of my head. I think what happens is when men start having sex with a woman, it's like their brains totally shut off. They're not thinking about the other things. They're not judging they're not thinking about judging a woman's character. Because here's the thing, women don't just all of a sudden just change. This is who she was at the beginning. And I think when men get into bed with a lot of these women, they kind of overlook these things. And I think here's one of the big mistakes I see men make is they don't figure out if they can actually get along with the woman outside of the bed. They get in the bed and they kind of, it's all that based in the relationship, and you're not basing it on.
Well, you know why that happens though. That sexual tension when you're pursuing that first sexual encounter with a woman, like those vibes can be really addictive. To be going through that process of talking, having those first sexual conversations, what you like, what not. And then the anticipation of it, people in their whole phase, that cycle, it's the same conversations and the same kind of activities over and over and over again. So it can definitely become addictive because it's such a repetitive cycle. And it makes you become a much better hoe and more equipped to have more success in the future.
Yeah, and these here women should be judging the men too. They should be judging the men too. Like
they judge the wrong stuff though.
Yeah, I know, but this is what I'm saying. Like, it's certain things that these women should be judging. How he carries himself right now. Is he in the strip club every weekend? Is this what he do every weekend? Is he on Instagram with money up to his ear? Is he showing off his cars and he got his watch up in the screen and he got all his money spread out all over the place? Is he flashy? Is he a love bomber telling you he gonna take you to Acapulco and he just met you last week? Like, these are things women should be judging men based off of, because quality men don't date this way. Quality men that actually want relationships and marriage that are serious with it and out of his whole phase, he ain't out here trying to run around and get the attention of all these women by showing off his watch and holding money up to his ear and being flashy. That ain't what he's trying to do, because he been there, done that. He trying to be more settled down and be with one woman and get him a stand-up woman, because the guys that do that's flashy, they know what type of woman it brings. It brings a quick, easy woman a lot of times because they fascinated by the money and material things. Yeah. So y'all should be judging these men also. That's why a lot of women go after those dudes that show they finances.
Brittany Renters. They know how the guys ain't putting up a fight. Like, we know that the young guys with money and attention and all that, they down to smash random chicks. So they do. And they don't develop the wisdom that SD's dropping until way too late. You know what I'm saying? 15, 20 years after the fact. But can you imagine like the college players with the NIL money? Like we was broke and acting a fool. Can you imagine you and your partners making 70, 80K or whatever just off playing sports? That's crazy.
Man, listen, I'm glad I didn't go to college, man. Look at Dion's son. Dion's son, they say he's getting like 10 million or something like that. It
Wow.
just for being in college. Imagine that. You got thousands and thousands and thousands of women coming at you. You don't know who real. You already young. You already got a strike against you because you kind of fresh. You know what I'm saying? In this arena, you got all this money, even though he grew up with money, but now it's his. And then he got all these here women coming at him left and right. It's hard to discern who is there for you and who is there for the money. That's tough for them. It's 10 times tougher for them than it is for an average Joe. But you still got to sit back, man, and do that work, man.
Exactly. And the thing is, you got women that live for that kind of lifestyle. They go out there just to find somebody like, say, a Shedeur Sanders. You know, he's young. He doesn't have experiences. They're looking to break dudes like that.
Oh, you better believe it. Oh, no condom. They don't want no condom now. Condom.
They put holes.
I'm allergic. They get allergic to latex when the nigga got 10 million. Now they allergic to latex. I'm telling you that right now, man. Tell me I'm lying.
Oh, that's funny. So I wanted to ask y'all. So when we talking about judgments, I've had this work for and against me. What are y'all thoughts on reputations and how much that plays a factor into dating somebody or whether you get involved with them or not?
It plays a lot into it. Just like I think our reputation plays a lot into it too for the women. Because truth be told, most women want dudes that's charismatic, got personality, got the swag, and all these here things. And most of them dudes have been out here and been hoes, right? But for men, when we talk about seriously dating, like men really don't want to seriously date or marry a woman that had a promiscuous past that we know about. You know what I mean? Sure. If we knew that she was using a double destroyer on herself on OnlyFans, we'd be like, whoa, wait a minute now. Or we knew she was a porn star or ran through let the football team hit, right? We'd be like, oh man, wait a minute. So your past matters more for women, I think. And a man's future matters more for the women because they want to see where you're going. They want to know what trajectory you on before they get with you. They don't really care because a lot of them attracted to the men that were hoes anyway, right? A lot of them are.
But you gotta have both. You gotta have both.
They want to know where you're going, so I think it matters.
I think reputation matters because I think that's the one thing that's gonna follow you no matter what you do or where you go. That the reputation shows, and it's hard to shake from. Like, for example, if you have your reputation has bad stigma, let's just say, for example, a Brittany Renner, with some of her takes, she's got that stigma attached to. There's no shaking that because everybody's gonna know for the stuff she says.
Yeah, I mean, it's who you really are, though. It's who you are. I mean, like sometimes the reputation can be false. You know what I'm saying? Like, or it could just be slander or whatnot. So, like I said, I've had chicks that be like, man, I heard this and this and this about you, and it don't be true. You know what I'm saying? So you have situations like that where your reputation precedes itself, but it was a lie. You know what I'm saying? But I've also had situations where I meet somebody and I ain't even paying no attention to them, but they like, oh, I heard about you. So, you know what I'm saying? And it come to you like that. So having a reputation where people think and speak positively of you definitely goes a long way when it comes to dating and others. That's how you get hooked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you the type of person where another person could be like, oh man, they meet somebody really cute. SD, man, that's my nephew. You'll love SD. He's gonna be at the barbecue. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Man, that's an alley-oop from heaven. You know what I mean?
You'd be like, hey man, this thick chick coming through, man. She coming through, man. I'm trying to tell you she nice. I'm gonna make sure I throw an extra cologne, you know what I'm saying, and put on my best when I slide through the spot. Because that's what
I was thinking the same thing. Getting the Dior Sauvage ready.
Hey man, you gotta have it ready and on deck. But yeah, your reputation, man, it don't even gotta be like it could be sexual. It could be sexual. Wear a chick's back out, blow her back out, and let her tell her friend. and you run into it. Trust me, like a lot of dudes done been here where the friend is like, yo, I heard about you, so what's up? Or they're coming to you together, like, hey, my friend want to get dialed too. What's up? Do you want to do it? Well,
I haven't had
hate
that.
to disappoint. I
haven't had that.
But well, I'm just saying, like, you know, I'm just saying it happens. So your reputation, or it can happen on the other end where she's like, well, they over there laughing at you, like, hey
man. Quick last question I wanted to ask y'all about. When it comes to dating a woman, how much judgment do y'all place on her housekeeping or hygiene?
Hygiene.
Hi.
Hey man, listen, I'm a carpet muncher. Your hygiene gotta be up to par. All right, because if we get together, and like I said, you become my woman, or we moving that way, I'm a carpet muncher, man. Like, I like to do what I like to do. You got to be up to par, sweetheart. You can't be halfway with your hygiene. So that's very important. And your cleanliness too, because I have been to some chicks' cribs, man, and I went into this one chick's bathroom, dude, and I couldn't believe it. It turned me off to where I was like, you know what? I got to go to the crib. The tub was completely black all around. And I'm like, oh, man. And she was fine, too. She was fine. I couldn't even do it, man. So, you know.
Man, how can you let somebody in your house if your house is like that, man?
I couldn't believe it, dude. I couldn't believe it, man. So it's very important for me, man, because, you know, I try to keep myself together as a man. And I really expect a woman to be that way. So, you know, it's important.
The same way, I would honestly put a premium on personal hygiene habits. Like, if you someone that showers once a week, you're not the one. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or if I go, listen, hey, if you go get with someone, you can't really hide that, you know. Or if I'm going
it's so crazy. Some of the stuff I'll be seeing on social media, I'll be like, man, is this just clout chasing or is this real? You know what I'm saying? Like some of the stuff is crazy. But obviously, you know, I think, you know, when it comes to women, how you operate and treat your car and your home, like, that's a reflection of who you're going to be dealing with. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
And you have to always think that's who's going to be influencing your kids, you know?
Yeah.
So you have to, the things that actually matter are not the superficial things that people are initially paying attention to. That was essentially the whole purpose of the podcast. But it does look like we up against the clock. We're about to get up out of here, man. But before we go, I want to give another shout out to my man, Brother Soul Productions, for keeping us laced with our background music. I want to remind y'all to continue supporting the podcast through our Cash App and PayPal. JSD, man, I appreciate y'all linking up so we can get this one knocked out. This has been another episode of the Hold the Husband Podcast, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.